Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today to watch more Kamen Rider Zero One with you today. I'm so excited, you guys. If you're joining me early, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, you know I'm sending you those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon will be in the description down below. So I'm really enjoying Zero One so far, and I think I'm going to enjoy getting to know Aruto a little bit more and getting to know, I'm lost his name now, but it'll come back to me when I watch this episode, our secondary rider, because he strikes me as a very complex character. We know he kind of has a little bit of a tragic past now, and we know that, you know, certainly Aruto has, like, not the happiest past, but, you know, what with his dad dying and all, which also his dad was, like, a Humagear, so I need to hear that story. It does seem to have motivated them each in their own way, and influenced, like, who they've become. So, I'm really loving just the effects and everything. I feel like the effects got a big upgrade this season, which I know a few of you have been telling me they did. They kind of upped the effects budget or whatever, and it shows. It looks really, really good. We also still have a lot to find out about our kind of main villains for this season. So far, we've only really seen, I think there's a couple guys, and the main guy is like kind of this hooded figure, and we know that now that there's like some kind of you know, that like a lost city, basically, like something happened. It was supposedly like a Humagear malfunction, and this whole like area was destroyed. But I'm really glad that Aruto came out at the end and kind of set things straight a little bit, that you know, it's not necessarily the Humagears. He was honest, but at the same time, he was able to set the record straight about what's really going on with the company, because that's got to be maddening to, like, have, you know, the public or have all these rumors being spread about, you know, okay, well, can they really, you know, kind of turn evil or whatever? Or, and the answer is no, they're being manipulated. So I'm very excited to see what happens next. It's a very fun series so far. But I do think it's going to have its own kind of drama. I can already kind of see it coming with our secondary rider and everything. So I think it'll have a really good tone throughout. So I'm excited to see more. What do you say we get started? Next episode, 01. Let's go. Let's progress. Okay, guys, let's talk. That episode was so good. Okay, so before I get into how much I like the episode and why, who was that? Is there something going on with this Ames that is not so good? Because that looked pretty shady, but I don't know if it was really shady or if it's just like a super secret operation. It seemed kind of shady, though. They know that he's 01. Okay. She seemed really decent. I would be really disappointed if she ended up being not decent. And, like, I don't know why I feel like the two hooded guys are not working alone, but it would kind of make sense if, like, there was an even bigger villain than the villain. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that does happen on Rider series where, like, oh, you think that the villain's this guy, but this guy was back there pulling the strings the whole time. So, so I'm kind of curious now. I hope she's not shady. I hope the guy that we saw behind the desk wasn't shady. I hope it's just meant to ramp up the suspense of the whole situation. But we'll see. Also, we got a new rider in this episode. What was she, rushing Cheetah? Ooh, I like that a lot. So, anything kitty related is okay by me. Female riders, very cool. And now let's get to the heart of the episode, because I really liked the message that they were sending about the Humagears, that, they are more than just machines, and it is up to humanity to decide, just like in the same way that people, like human people, are influenced by their environment. Humagears can be influenced by their environment as well. And so a lot of the responsibility is on humanity to kind of shape these Humagears. I really liked our Sushi Humagear. I love anything about like like competitive cooking. So like I watch the Food Network a lot, and watch those like shows where they're always trying to like up the ante on cooking stuff. So anytime it pops up in like Toku or anime, I'm just like, oh, and I love watching sushi being made. Oh my goodness. This episode was a real treat for me, no pun intended. And we got the shark. How could I forget? I really, really liked the new key effect of the shark. It's also a really nice contrast from Grasshopper. While it's still like a creature of sorts, it feels like a totally different kind of creature. So I think if they were all gonna be like insects or something like that, that would still be cool, but it might get a little old after a while. So I like that they're really keeping it fresh with like having different animals and different kinds of creatures in there. So is he going to get like a new key probably not every episode, just like once in a while. So I'll have to look out and see, because it was really, really cool. And that was, it was fun. It was fun to have that in the episode. So what was I saying about the Humagears? Yeah. So I really like the story about, just like this owner who's kind of, a little bit bitter towards Humagears, and he's just won over by the determination and really like ultimately the heart that does develop in this Humagear, even after he sees it go bad. I guess they weren't actually able to like turn him back. They just kind of like rebooted or like wiped him and had to start from scratch. So that makes sense. But I'm glad that he's back, and I'm glad that they can, do that so that those Humagears aren't gone forever. But it's really sad to think, like, what if he had been working with that chef for like 3 years and then they had to wipe him? Like, it still feels like a little bit of a different person when you do that. So I'm sure I don't know if there's going to be like any really heartbreaking instances of that where like they have to just completely start from scratch on a very established Humagear. If there are, we haven't seen too many that are like really, I think they're fairly new and they're not like really acclimated to society yet, is the impression that I'm getting. So we know at the end there that there was some information being shared between our female AIMS officer, I can't remember her name, and whoever that was behind that desk, her boss, I'm assuming. So I'm not exactly sure what the significance was of the information that she shared. It sounded like basically, though, it could lead to ARC becoming a thing again, and I think ARC, from what I've put together, from what like the villains have said and everything, ARC is what destroyed the city, and it seems like they're trying to revive that. The villains are like they keep showing like this underwater like tech kind of like glowing and coming back to life. So I'm guessing that somebody wants to use that for their own gain and revive that. And so we'll see. I'm still really not sure like where the whole AIMS thing is going, if that is shady or or what, or if they're just trying to prevent it. We'll see. Cannot wait to see what happens next, you guys. This show is really, really winning me over in a big way. It's fun. It's interesting. I'm having a blast with all the new stuff that they're introducing, and the theme was excellent. Big thumbs up for the theme. Really, really liked it. I'm definitely going to go and get it on my iTunes. So I'm going to run and do that. I will be back in a few minutes to do another episode, which you'll see from my duds, my familiar duds. And thank you guys so much for joining me. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.